Excellent, Seidel Pulaski remarked. Her partner was beautiful, but not dumb. Read all the clues together now. Good hood from spacious grace, king, queen, purple waves, on, no, grains, mountain, empty. Seidel was disappointed. It's not what you have, it's what you don't have that counts. And what we don't have is a verb. Nothing makes sense without a verb. What about the judge? Judge Ford thought her clues were an insult, and she said something about playing a pawn in Westing's game, and she had a clipping of the obituary on her desk. This obituary. Angela handed Seidel the newspaper taken from Turtle's drawer. What's that? It was a knock on the front door. It was footsteps in the living room. It was Theo. Anyone for a game of chess? He asked, leaning through the bedroom doorway. No, thank you, Seidel replied, looking very busy. Theo smiled shyly at Angela and laughed. Seidel read the obituary in Turtle's newspaper. The words $200 million were underlined, but she found a more interesting item. Sam Westing was a master at chess. No wonder Theo's so interested. Do you know anything about the game, Angela? A little, she replied slowly, putting the pieces in order. The judge said she's a pawn, and Otis Amber says he's the king, Crow's the queen. Oh, well, it's probably a coincidence. We can't leave any stone unturned, Seidel insisted. And the will says, object of the game, to win. What did you say? Object of the game, to win. How about object of the game, twin? Maybe the murderer is a twin. Twin! Seidel liked that. The only problem would be getting the murderer to admit that he or she is a twin. Let's get back to my apartment. It's time I transcribe those notes. Angela helped the invalid to her feet and nervously peered in both directions before stepping into the hallway. Seidel chuckled at her timidity. There's nothing to be scared of, Angela. Westing was murdered for his money, and we're not rich yet. We won't be rich enough to be murdered until we find the name. And by the time we get the money from the estate, the murderer will be locked up in jail. In spite of the impeccable logic, Angela looked back over her shoulder several times on the way to 3C. Strange. Slidell stood before her open apartment door. She had slammed it shut on leaving, but had not locked the deadbolt. After all, not even a burglar could get into a snowbound building unless Angela, too frightened to notice that Seidel ran through the apartment with her crutch in the air, found her partner in the bathroom frantically tossing soiled towels from the hamper. Seidel Pulaski stared at the bare wicker bottom, then sank to the rim of the bathtub, shaking her head in disbelief. Someone in Sunset Towers had stolen the shorthand notebook.